Welcome to my channel.
I broke up with my best friend to focus on my mental health, and it was the best decision of my life. I recently broke up with my best friend of 7 years. My fingers tremble as I type this because there is so much inside of me and I don't know from where to begin. Let's call her Asmi. Asmi was one of the happiest people I'd ever met in my life. She was witty and she had a way of making you feel loved and important. Being as different as cheese and chalk, she would look out for the emotional me while I balanced her practical side that rubbed people the wrong way, quite so often. We balanced each other in the most beautiful way possible, like yin and yang. While everything was beautiful on the surface, I failed to understand her at times. She would say some of the most judgmental and obnoxious things about me and then pass it as a joke. If I did not smile, she called me too sensitive for my own good. So I started laughing and playing it dumb. I trusted her with her intentions, so I did not question her jibes at me, my nature or my looks. Years flew by and things were getting increasingly difficult for me. She demanded all my time and energy but would conveniently switch off her phone whenever I needed her. She would get jealous when I would talk to other friends and subtly tell me what a diplomatic person I was. She would not miss a chance to remind everything she had done for me till date. I was never someone who could argue well, so even when I could see through her lies and exaggerated statements, I could not do anything. Because no matter what I said or what I did, she had a way of twisting everything and making it my fault. While her sarcasm and jokes, which were aimed towards me, were considered completely acceptable, whatever I said was completely stripped off its original emotions and made to look like it was mean and hurtful. Not being able to understand what else to do, I would say sorry and things would remain calm for a while. But it would be only a matter of days when things would again blow up in my face. I felt myself drifting away from her as this roller coaster friendship had started to take a toll on my mental health. I dreaded the days when I had to see her. Our conversations became shorter and she started hanging out with other friends, going on coffee and telling me how fun they were. I began to take a step back. Slowly, I realized I was sinking into depression with no one to pull me out of the terrifying quicksand. I went ahead and visited a psychiatrist, where I was diagnosed with clinical depression. And when I told this to Asmi, she said, and I quote, "You are way too emotional. Get over it. Stuff happens to everyone." Her apathy and indifference made my stomach churn. I started crying myself to sleep and started having nightmares on a daily basis. I would see her social media posts for her newly found friends, writing cheesy captions like the way she would do for me. I stopped meeting her and stopped picking her calls. The sad part? We lived only 10 minutes away. She did not come over once to see what was happening with me. I remembered all the times I had driven to her house even late at night, just to cheer her up. Then came my birthday. I was feeling depleted and exhausted in her mere presence, and I finally understood why. It was the final straw. I realized the harm that she had been doing to my mental peace and health. I decided I could no longer be around her negative, energy-sucking self. Friendship is a two-way street, and when it is no longer helping you heal but is making your life miserable, it is time to step away. I finally understood what my psychiatrist had been trying to make me understand. You have to start saying no and set some boundaries for yourself. If they love you, they will respect that. If they don't, you have to set yourself free. While I would always wish Asmi all the happiness of the world, I have realized what healthy relationships actually are. For your own good, sometimes you have to turn away from the people you love and burn all the bridges back to them.